I'm Colleen Stevenson, and I am taking this Remerge class. And this assignment is my prototype. And after wandering and moving around the communities where there are vulnerable people here in Kampala, I focused on the area of Mutungo. And the lament that I heard from many of the women in the areas was that we don't have enough money for rent. And we don't have enough money for a proper livelihood. So these things are very destabilizing, and they create a lot of anxiousness and worry. Women often have to leave their homes, find new places to stay. It causes insecurity, and even for the whole family, it is really, really disrupting. So after the lament that was heard, I listened to some interviews of community leaders, and it became very clear from those 5 interviews that I did that the big issue is livelihood and ideas for projects. Looking through these projects, and part of our class is to do the prototype. So this is the topic of the prototype. And that means I'm supposed to put forward some ideas for feedback and to convince people, or to help me, to convince me in the project that I'm going to focus on. So the one that I came up with, actually there was a couple of ideas. One was that creating a marketplace, and this marketplace would help to promote and to have an area where women could sell their products, where they could create an income. The other one, which I kind of favored, but as I said, I need feedback on this, was the idea of creating a hub of 3 concepts. And I came up with the idea of, it was called Empower Her. And the 3 ideas that I came up with, first one is the vocational training and skills development. And this would include things such as vocational training, where women are learning how to sew. There could be even soap making, some of these kind of vocational training, and learning new skills that would give then a way for them to support themselves. So that was my first idea. The second idea is growing mushrooms. And this is a picture here of the bags where you plant the seeds and you put them in a dark room and they start to grow. And from these growths, this takes, I think, about 6 weeks. Then they start trimming off the mushrooms and they can keep growing for a while. And it seems to be a very good type of money-making project. The third idea was the community savings and lending circles, where the women would then gather together. They would have maybe seed money to begin. They would choose officers who would keep the money, who would keep track. Here you see them keeping notes, and this is a book where they keep the amounts of money. Every week they could meet, and I thought it could surround with a Bible study time, where they could first have Bible study, and then they would put in maybe 1,000 shillings or something like that per week, and someone keeps track of it. And then at the end of maybe a quarter, 3 months, they could start lending with a bit of interest to women who would put in their requests for projects. So this idea of having the Empower Her around, say, 3 ideas was, I thought, quite attractive. But I didn't know if it would be good to have a progressive process of doing this, or if it would be better to maybe divide it up into 3 areas, in one area, in one, say, community, or even maybe having one in each of our different communities. That we have several communities in the city where we have the same issue with, especially our families that are HIV positive. So this is something I'm presenting, and I would love to have some feedback, because this is going to help me finalize the idea of what I will eventually go with for my major project. Thank you.